Hello everyone, this is Logan59XP here for another episode of the Nin-Cast here on May 5th of 2021, and today we have a returning guest.
It's me, DuoForce, and I'm actually here in person, not online, so what's up, guys?
Yeah, so the audio quality should be better than the last discussion we did where you could tell his audio quality was noticeably worse.
I also need to put my mouth closer to the mic so you guys can hear me, because in some of the reaction videos, you just can't hear me at all, and I was looking back and I was like, oh boy, that's really bad. So hopefully this fixes all the issues we've had earlier.
Well, let me go and just turn up the mic all the way and see if that helps, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Audacity right now, and it looks like I can barely hear myself.
Well, obviously, I could just turn up the volume after the fact.
Okay.
So I'm sure we'll be fine. But anyways, so yeah, I wasn't actually planning on doing this video until like later in the month or in early June, but screw it. I guess we're doing it now. And besides, it probably doesn't matter that much. Nothing substantial is going to be announced before E3 anyway.
And now is the perfect time to be making this video. I don't think it's too soon. I don't think it's too early. I think it's the perfect time to make this video because we're about a month ahead of E3, so we have a month of preparing to do. So we're gonna start off the list at the 100%. And Logan, would you like to start it off?
Oh yeah. Let me go ahead and explain how this is gonna work. So yeah, I have a list right here we're gonna be reading off of basically all of the predictions and possibilities for E3, and I have them separated by like percentage, like how likely they are. We got 100% at the top, then we got 75, 50, 25, and 0. I think it's pretty self-explanatory how that works. So anyways,
but this is all speculation, and any of this can change. This is like super speculatory. So what we put at 0%, who knows? It could end up being revealed at E3. Hopefully.
We'll see what happens. Actually, no, let's talk about that real quick. Like, what do we expect from E3 overall? Like, in terms of how quote-unquote good it's gonna be.
I really have no idea. I can't answer that question because we didn't have one last year. They haven't really announced too much, so I hope it's a pretty substantial E3, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up too high. But I do have hope that it's gonna be a good E3, but I won't be disappointed if it's like a 2015 E3, but I don't think we're gonna get a 2015 E3.
Yeah, like, I mean, personally, I'm gonna be satisfied pretty much no matter what, because we already know of 3 things that are going to be there. Smash is gonna be there, Splatoon's gonna be there, and Breath of the Wild's most likely gonna be there. So I'm gonna be happy no matter what, and everything else is just extra. But obviously we'll get to that stuff when we get to it. And also, yeah, it's literally impossible for it to be a 2015 because going to 2015, there wasn't really that much people were outside of like maybe Zelda. Actually, no, at that point we already knew Zelda wasn't going to be there.
2015 was literally Star Fox.
Like it started off really good though with that like Muppet sketch and Star Fox, and then it just kind of like, and then everyone was just like waiting for like the big thing to happen. And I'm not gonna lie. Because I watched that live. I remember specifically, I had like the Japanese one up, I had the English one up, like in this room on like 2 different screens. Oh, wow. And I watched it live. And I remember when it ended, I was like, that's it. where like the biggest thing that come out of 2015 for Nintendo was like
Star Fox Zero, and people hated Star Fox Zero, so I think it tells you how bad E3 2015 was.
Well, actually, I was gonna say Star Fox, which we already knew about because it was teased in the 2014 E3. But it was Star Fox in terms of the presentation itself, and then like a couple days before they had the Smash presentation. That was like the biggest part of E3 for me, was the Smash presentation, which revealed the 2 characters that we already knew about because Nintendo screwed themselves and leaked it in like an update.
Oh yeah,
which I'm still salty about. Like 6 years later,
data miners were literally able to play as these characters before they were officially revealed. Like they were in the they were literally ready to be played.
Like yeah,
that was probably like the worst leak on Nintendo's part.
It robbed us of so many reactions, and I'm still mad about it.
But then again, at least it was just Roy and Ryu, because like
if this happened for Cloud, oh my god, that would have been.
Be thankful it wasn't for like Cloud or Bayonetta, because Ryu and Roy, a lot of people saw them coming to Smash, so I wasn't really surprised.
Like Roy's a returning character. I mean, people like Roy, but he's a returning character, so it's like okay, fine. But like Ryu's like that's not nobody. That's Ryu, so it's like. I don't know. It's not as big as Cloud, but yeah.
All right, but we're gonna start off at 100%.
Yeah.
And not get sidetracked.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. My last little thing I was trying to say before we got sidetracked. My point is like, going into 2015, there wasn't really much people were expecting overall. This year, we know there's gonna be Smash because there's more Smash DLC. Splatoon was announced in the last Direct, and Breath of the Wild obviously there's that. It's like those 3 things are going to be there. So like, it's going to be a decent E3 no matter what. You know,
right.
Like this is not gonna be 2015. It's literally impossible. But anyways, yeah, let's go and start with 100%. This is stuff that's 100%. This is totally gonna happen. So,
with 100% up first, we got Super Smash Bros. Challenger Pack 10. I mean, that's
no freaking shock.
It's probably gonna be revealed right off the bat.
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be the
E3.
first thing. I think they're 100% gonna have it be the first thing they show.
Oh
totally.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
As to who it's gonna be, I don't know.
Yeah, at this point, I think I've talked about this on streams before, but like we're kind of at the point now where it's like I don't even try speculating because like there's no pattern, there's no nothing. It can be like literally anyone.
Like,
it can be literally
it doesn't
anyone.
matter if they've been on a Nintendo console or not. Like literally, they could have like Michael from GTA join for fuck's sakes. I'm not even kidding. Like that's how random they are with these Smash reveals.
Yeah, it could be literally anyone. Well, except for Goku or whatever. But aside from that, it could be literally anyone. So it's like, but the point is, Challenger Pack 10. No freaking shock.
There's not really much to talk about it because it's
other
obviously
than
gonna happen.
We're gonna see. The only additional thing is, it's gonna be the first thing they show, like at the last D3 and also in the last Direct when they had Pyra and Mythra as the first thing. So,
and up second, we got a New Horizons update for summer and fall 2021.
Well, summer/fall, depending on like how big it is. I guess. Like if it's a smaller update, it'll be in the summer. If it's a bigger update, then it'd be later. Was kind of my idea.
Or maybe
with that.
in between.
Or maybe they'll announce 2 updates. That's possible. They've done that before.
They've done that before.
Yeah, that is totally possible.
So we could probably get. We're probably gonna get an update because I don't think Nintendo's done with the game.
The game. Have you seen the sales? Like, have you seen the sales? How quickly it reached that number?
The sales are amazing.
Like, it sold like 20 million units in like a couple of months. Like, it's insane. The pandemic. Really they got golden timing. Yeah. They got so freaking lucky with that.
They struck gold.
They made bank because of that timing.
Nintendo probably doesn't want this pandemic to end just because of the fact of how good Animal Crossing did. They want to see a second lockdown, and they want to release they probably want to release a big Animal Crossing update just to get people back into their rooms playing Animal Crossing during a pandemic.
Yeah. Also, but more importantly, in terms of like update stuff, they already said like I'm not sure if this was before the game came out. I think it was in like the Animal Crossing Direct they did before the game came out. That's when they said we're gonna be having new updates, quote, for years to come.
I sure hope that's the case.
And obviously, it's been like a year. They're still doing updates. I don't see that changing. And considering, again, how insanely well the game is done, I totally believe that's going to be a thing. Like, basically, maybe even for the rest of the lifespan of the system. I could see that.
And like, New Horizons, it's a good game, but it's still lacking a lot of the content the previous iterations had. They're only just now adding, like, Super Mario costumes when in New Leaf we had that at launch with like Zelda, Metroid, all kinds of series. So I think we're gonna get like they're gonna drip feed us more like costumes from other series like Zelda. Maybe I think this update at E3 will probably get the Zelda update.
That would make sense.
Yeah, because of how like last update was the Mario update.
Because the anniversary.
And this is Zelda's anniversary, so
we're
probably gonna get a Zelda update. That's my prediction, and hopefully we finally get the Roost and we get a store upgrade because both of those have been in the game's code since launch.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, and same with the Gyroids.
Oh, I completely forgot that they weren't in the game. Were they in like all? Like I know they were in like the earlier ones.
Every single Animal Crossing game except New Horizons.
Okay, because I thought they weren't in New Leaf because they resemble a certain thing
if you
or
want to
something.
Be technical, Gyroids are in technically because I mean you see them when you start construction and shit like that, but like you can't dig them up from the ground, and which is what people care about.
Because I only remember Gyroids from like the original. Because before New Horizons, the only one I had played was the original one on the GameCube.
I played New Leaf. I played the living shit out of that game in middle school. Unfortunately, I don't have my town anymore. I wish I did, but oh well. But it was the shit back in middle school, and gyroids were everywhere. And I'd decorate my house with gyroids, and it was fun. So I hope they bring back gyroids just so we can decorate our island with them, since we can actually play stuff down on our island, and we don't have to open up like new constructions that take like a day and like a lot of bells just for like a little lamp. I hope we get gyroids in an update, because they just need to be in. It's something that should have been in the day Animal Crossing came out.
That would definitely be nice to have. Like, even just for me, it'd be nice to have them just because, hey, look, it's the gyroids. That's neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, point is, yeah, Animal Crossing update, that's probably going to be there. Heads, 100%. That just makes sense.
Up next is more details on
Mario Golf Super Rush.
Rush.
Yeah, so
there's nothing. I can't talk about this because there's a Mario Golf on every system. I don't really play Mario Golf. So.
Well, there wasn't one on the Wii U,
yeah,
which they brought up like when they revealed, oh, this is the first game since like Toadstool Tour or whatever to be on a console. but yeah, there's really not much that we have to say about this other than
we didn't have a Mario Golf on the Wii. Oh, that's right. Okay, so that makes it a little more interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of like how, I mean, not as much. It's kind of like when like oh hey look, Three Houses is the first time since Radiant Dawn on like the Wii. Like these games coming back to the consoles.
I actually didn't realize it's been that long.
But yeah, we don't really have much to say about this. I've never played any of the games, and it's just kind of like, okay, it's Mario Golf.
But neat, it does look interesting, because I saw that they are bringing back Mii's to that game too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Can you like walk around with them or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're actually expanding on, like, it's not just your generic Mario Golf. They're actually doing more with it. Of course, they're never going to do as much as they did with the GBA game, where it was a full-on RPG. Did you know the Game Boy Advance Mario Golf was actually an RPG?
I feel like I remember hearing about that like an eternity ago.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I want to look it up and look in more to it, because it looks extremely interesting.
But yeah, so this game's coming out on June 25th, so this is going to be probably the de facto. This game is going to be coming out shortly after E3, so be on the lookout for it type thing. And I'm sure they'll do like a couple of updates, like how Mario Tennis got like updates to add characters and stuff. I'm sure they'll do that for Mario Golf as well.
And next up, we had a port that absolutely everybody knew it was coming at one point or another.
Yep.
It's Skyward Sword HD. I don't have anything to say about Skyward Sword HD, because you can literally just play the Wii game and you already know it's going to be like shown off. They're probably just going to show us like a short 1-minute trailer or something, like they do with like games that are coming out around that time.
Or like assuming that there is any new stuff in any shape, way, or form. Even just like do we know if there's going to be amiibo support?
I don't know, but there'll probably be like some news.
It'll
be minor, but there'll be something kind of like how there was for Wind Waker, Twilight Princess.
Yeah, if there's something new in any shape, way, or form, they'll talk about that. But yeah, for the most part, it's probably just going to be a general overview. Oh yeah, this thing is coming out.
The Twilight Princess HD got a new dungeon.
Wasn't it like behind like the Wolf Link amiibo?
Yeah. Dicks.
I wonder if they'd keep that. Like if they ported the game, would they keep that? Because amiibo is not as much of a thing as it was back then.
Yeah.
It's another thing that's been put on the back burner. Like
I'm really glad about that fact too, because I hated the fact that they locked up good content behind amiibo. It's like, man, I really want to get this, but now I gotta mod my save to make it think I have this amiibo when I don't.
Yeah, well, that's the one good thing is it's like, yeah, you can just like mod the thing so you have. Like I've been meaning to do that actually.
That actually is good, because you can just mod your save.
Yeah,
and
like for example,
like pirating it.
Like as I remember, like back in like the day, I remember like I would borrow one of like my friends' like amiibos so I could unlock costumes in Mario Kart 8, and now in Deluxe. Since I don't have those amiibos anymore, I don't have the costumes. I've been meaning to like mess with like homebrew or whatever. So, because I know there's like amiibo like things you can do that'll let you just unlock stuff. I've been meaning to do that.
I think that's more on like Android. Like you can just get an NFC card and you can use an Android to write an amiibo file to an NFC card and it'll work just fine.
But Yeah, anyways, though, but yeah, Skyward Sword HD. There's really not that much to say about it. It's the original game, but it's 1080p 60.
I'm going to let you talk about the next one because I've never played Hyrule Warriors.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, so yeah, a little spoil. Oh, yeah, and by the way, Skyward Sword, yeah, it's coming out on July 16th, but anyway. Okay, so yeah, next up, yeah, more details on Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC. So, one thing that's kind of interesting about this is that technically speaking, we're going to be getting DLC before E3 even happens, kinda, because because I think the season pass technically starts like a week from now or whatever. Like it starts at like the end of May. It's just like, you know, pre-order, not like pre-order bonus type things.
Gotcha.
But the actual like first pack doesn't start until like I think July. So, like, obviously that's going to be there, especially because, again, Zelda anniversary thing, and we'll get to that later.
If they really want to put all their eggs in one basket.
I mean, I know people have talked about, like, this is kind of another thing for later as well, but, like, I know a lot of people have talked about, like, a Zelda Direct. Like, we got the Mario one last year, so, like, oh, they're going to do a Zelda one. I mean, if we got that, that'd be, like, later. Like, later on, but, yeah. So here's the thing. I actually don't have a ton to say about this, and that's mainly because I still haven't finished Age of Calamity. Like, I've been meaning to do that, but the main reason I've waited is because I was hoping... Now, here's the one thing about Age of Calamity that's, like, really weird. They have not patched the game, like, at all. Like, there was a day one update, but that was it. They have not patched it since, even though it's, like, the one game that kind of desperately needs a patch. It's like the one first-party game that struggles, and also, you can tell it struggles, and that's the main reason I haven't finished it yet. But that's why I'm glad we're getting the DLC, not just because it means we get more stuff, but also because that means they'll patch the game.
Don't feel bad for not finishing Age of Calamity, because I still haven't finished Breath of the Wild.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, technically speaking, I haven't finished the Switch version. I finished the Wii U version, because I got the Wii U version when it first came out, because I couldn't get a Switch.
Yeah, because they were scalping them. Just like
yeah,
they're doing
like this whole thing.
It only happened for like a few months.
Yeah, but that whole thing, yeah, so like it's not as bad as it is right now with like the PS5 and stuff. But yeah, I definitely vividly remember the days of calling GameStop every like lunch at school, and I would just go outside and call them and be like, hey, you got any updates? Yeah, I would do that for like a month. Like, oh man.
What was I gonna say? I'm just really glad I have my launch Switch, or not, maybe not launch Switch, but moddable Switch that has homebrew on it, because that's worth gold now. And I'll probably never, if I sell that, I know for a fact I won't be able to find one for below $500. So I'm probably gonna keep that until the day I die.
I mean, I'm not getting rid of this thing, even when the Pro comes out. Yeah. I'm keeping it solely because I know for a fact you are not going to be able to mod the Pro for a while. That is not happening for a while.
Yeah.
So, like, that... Oh, I mean, I have to keep this anyway because of, like, Splatoon data and stuff. But, like, and I wouldn't want to get rid of it anyway. But, like, I literally have to keep it for the homebrew.
Oh, yeah.
At the very least.
I don't want to get rid of mine either.
Yeah, I'm keeping this thing. Yeah, but...
But
yeah. Oh, yeah, so, like... Oh, yeah, one last thing. So, yeah, again, So but the first pack is coming, I believe, in July, and the second pack is coming out in November. So before Age of Calamity came out, I was all like, oh yeah, they're totally gonna do DLC, because like, why wouldn't they do DLC? Every other game gets DLC, and the last Hyrule Warriors got DLC, they're gonna do DLC. And my idea was the second pack is going to have like something Breath of the Wild 2 related, like, even if it's just like costumes or whatever, like just something, and that could still happen, because again, the second pack is coming out in November. And obviously by then we're gonna know the game more. So like, I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, Age of Calamity DLC, that's gonna be there.
Then up next we got a new Splatoon 3 trailer
with an updated, more solid release date. As in, like, because right now it's just 2022.
Yeah.
Which is still kind of weird to me that like they just announced that game and it's like, oh yeah, just 2022. I feel like we have not gotten one of those in a while. Like a game that's being announced like long before it comes out. We have not had that since Breath of the Wild 2, I think, was the last game that they announced. Or like, oh yeah, this game's not coming out for a while.
It doesn't feel too long.
I mean, yeah, it's not as long. It's not as long, but like, because it's like, why would they? It's like weird because it's like we got Splatoon 3 announced before we got to see more Breath of the Wild or whatever. And I don't know, it's just kind of odd. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. This is definitely one of the things I'm looking most forward to in this direct, because this is totally gonna be here. Like why would they announce it in the last direct and have it not be here? That'd be stupid.
Right.
Like, it's gonna be here. And yeah, we're gonna get a new trailer, and then yeah, update release date. I'm guessing it's gonna be. I'm thinking it's going to be around the time span of the last 2 games, maybe
I think
a little.
it's going to be spring.
Yeah, I think I'm more leaning towards spring. Like,
I think it's going to be spring. I think that's plenty.
The only time I think it wouldn't be spring is if something else comes out in that time slot, and we'll get to that game when we get to it. But yeah, I think spring, absolute latest, like early summer. But like, spring is what I'm kind of thinking right now. We're not gonna get we might not even get a month. It'll just be spring 2022.
That's 100% what I was thinking. It'll be spring. And too, like Splatoon and Mario Kart 8 had like the same launch window. So even if there's like a game slated for spring, I think we'll still get Splatoon 3 in spring. I don't think they're gonna hold off until summer.
Yeah, but we'll just see how that goes.
But then again, I mean, they waited until July to release Skyward Sword. So then again, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But
because there's no reason why that we should have waited this long for Skyward Sword HD.
The only reason I can think of why they would have waited for Skyward Sword is just because the anniversary. So they can be like, hey, it's a part of the anniversary. That's the only reason I can think of. Because yeah, people like since 2016, I think. Like ever since okay, this is gonna be a little bit of a flashback. The 3DS only direct in 2016. It was like the last direct we ever had, at least from a quote unquote proper direct that had the skits and stuff. That was like the last one that had Reggie and Bill and all that stuff. Wow. And I remember in that one they talked about Zelda stuff. Like they talked about new amiibos, but more importantly, they announced like Skyward Sword on like the Wii U eShop, because you know how they had Wii games that you could get on the eShop on the Wii U. Yeah, they had that on there, and ever since that happened, people are like, Skyward Sword HD, why is that gonna happen? It's like, and yeah, that's been a thing that's been talked about for a while. So like, yeah, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's really all we gotta say on Splatoon 3. Just that, yeah, it's gonna be there, and we're gonna get like a spring release date.
Let's go down.
Oh wait, actually, wait. One last thing.
Yes.
A test fire. Are we gonna get that? So here's the thing. So. Because because like this is where it's like normally I'd be like, oh yeah, of course we're gonna get a test fire, but then it's like, but we already have Splatoon 2, so they might not think that it's necessary to do a test fire because we already have a game on the system already.
Then again, who knows? They may want to beta test it.
Like
it's possible.
I think
it's a 50-50.
Like the main thing I'm concerned, like not concerned, the main thing I'm thinking about is it's less are we gonna get one and more so when's it going to happen, because like. Okay, let's say the game, comes out in spring. We'll just say it comes out in May, like the first game did. We'll just say it comes out in May 2022. Are they going to do the test fire in April? Are they going to do it in February? Because, like, Splatoon 2 got its first test fire in, like, March, right when the Switch came out, and I wasn't able to play it because I didn't have a Switch. But we got one later that was like right before the actual game came out. So
this is going to sound unrealistic, but I think it may be possible that there'll be a test fire immediately after E3.
Oh, that would be awesome, but like that's not happening.
And the Nintendo servers just get raped.
Oh yeah, it'll be Joker's release all over again. Yeah. Okay, well
I don't know if it's likely. It can happen. Whether or not it'll actually happen is the real question, but I think it's possible.
Like, I'm thinking, like, because, like, yeah, what I'm mainly thinking of is, do we get the test fire this year or next year is what I'm mainly thinking of.
This year, 100% this year.
I mean, it would obviously be really cool if it was this year. It makes sense. I don't think it'd be right after E3, though. I think it'd be later.
But, like, I think we're getting a test fire this year for sure, because, I mean, if they're releasing it in spring, there's only going to be like a couple of months of like in between time from the test fire and the actual launch, and this way like we'll be able to see like the big changes for when the game comes out, so we can look back and go, oh, they added this and this and that.
Well, we're already gonna be doing that.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing
I literally made like 3 videos on this game. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. They're on the main channel. but
I'm not too big on Splatoon.
Yeah, but I'm a bit like Splatoon's become like one of my like favorite Nintendo franchises. Like I was basically on board. Like we're gonna get a little sidetracked here, but I just kind of want to talk about this a little. Let's flashback to E3 2014 when it was first announced. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing it, because again, I saw it. I didn't watch the event when it first aired because I was at school, but like right when I got home, I watched it, and it was like out in the garage. Could you like deal with that? And it was out in the garage, which was like because like back then, like 2014, we had all of our gaming stuff out in the garage, and we like played all our games out there. So I watched the digital event out there, and yeah, in Splatoon when it was first revealed was like really weird. It felt like so weird. It was like this game is like weird. When it was first announced, and I wasn't really sure if I was gonna be on board with it. But as we saw more, like by the time we reached like January 2015, when we got to that direct and they showed off like the hub world, once we got to that point, I was like fully on board. And I was there for like every single test fire and everything. Like even the ones that were like at 3 a.m. Like I was there for all of them. So like I've been a big Splatoon fan pretty much since day one.
That's good.
Yeah, so
yeah, I had Splatoon. I still have Splatoon on Wii U, and I had the second one for a while. But I did sell it, and I kind of regret it. But at the same time, I wasn't really too big on Splatoon, so it didn't affect me that much.
Yeah, but yeah.
So like I wasn't really like impacted.
But yeah, obviously. Oh yeah, the little foreshadowing. Obviously, whenever we get the test fire, I'm gonna be streaming it. So be on the lookout whenever that happens. But yeah. So yeah, Splatoon 3, spring 2022, new trailer. You get the gist.
Next game is a game I've never played and I've hardly heard anything about. It's called No More Heroes 3.
Yeah,
so Logan, you can talk about this one.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know a ton about this game, but I know it's a game that people care about, and it's a third-party exclusive. This is the game that like Travis Touchdown is from.
Yeah.
Like No More Heroes. So if you don't know what this game is, yeah, Travis Touchdown. If you've heard his name.
I've only heard about it from people asking for Travis to be in Smash.
Yeah, and then we ended up getting the the name of like the guy that makes the games. He's called like Suda51 is what people call him.
Yeah.
And I remember like I think a month or so before like the Mii costume reveal, people are like, "Hey, what do you think about Travis and Smash?" And he was like, "We'll see." And people are speculating that he can't say anything, NDA, because this and that. And
That's
then
such a I hate it when like developers are asked whether this it must be so awkward for them because they know no matter what they say, people are automatically going to assume that character is confirmed
or deconfirmed or whatever. Like they're going to like take whatever they can out of that.
And like there's been so many times when like people have thought this character is confirmed because the developer said this and that. In reality, nothing fucking happened.
Yeah. Another thing that's kind of weird is it's like when you see people, it's like when you see like, you know, websites or people whatever, and they're like, how would you think if like your character got in the game, or would you like to see your character get in the game? And it's like of course they'd want them in the game.
Yeah, like if you let me ask you this. Let's say you made an indie game and someone asked you if your character would want to be playable in Super Smash Bros. The first thought in mind is going to be yes. You're obviously going to think yes. Anyone that's made a video game would probably love to see their character in Super Smash Bros.
Because Smash is like this holy grail of gaming that's like a huge freaking deal.
Smash Bros. Has evolved from like Nintendo All-Stars to like I'd say a video game All-Stars.
Yeah, it's okay. So like, what's kind of funny is like, because like, everyone's talked about, Smash Bros. That's the ultimate crossover in gaming, and it is. But like, if we're talking about the ultimate crossover, that's just in a video game. Fortnite takes that. Have you seen how many crossovers Fortnite's done?
I have not, because I don't pay attention to Fortnite anymore.
Like I don't either.
I've not been paying attention to Fortnite at all.
I don't pay attention to it either.
I don't know what crossovers they've been doing.
But I hear about the crossovers. So again, we're gonna. Okay,
well, if Fortnite has had so many crossovers, why hasn't Nintendo been in them yet?
Actually, see, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect opportunity for me to tie something in. So I was gonna bring up. So have you heard of the whole like Epic versus Apple thing?
No, I have not.
That has been a thing that's been going on for like a year, where like Apple took like Fortnite off the App Store, and Epic was like,
what?
It was like it's this huge big legal case.
Well, I don't have an Apple phone. I have a Sony Xperia. So
well, here's the main reason I'm going to bring it up, because recently, due to like the ongoings of it, Epic had to put up like this big like slideshow of a bunch of like their like internal stats and whatever, and there's a list of like all the different crossovers they've had with Fortnite and upcoming crossovers. Literally every freaking notable character ever is in that game.
Yeah, but you have to pay money to get them, and they're only available for a limited time.
That is true, but like
with Smash Bros, they're there. They're just
they're not limited time, and they're there.
And like once that event's over, it's gone.
Yeah.
So like I wouldn't really consider Fortnite a big crossover unless those characters are there to stay. That's why I don't pay attention to Fortnite anymore, because I've already missed out on so much. I played it when it like first came out in like 2018, 2019, even 2017. I played it when it was like brand new, season 2 and 3. And to be honest, I just don't give a shit about that game. I don't think it's a bad game, and
I feel like that game is like really overhated. I think people don't hate the game; they just hate like the community.
I don't think it's overhated anymore. I think it's just more like it's where the popularity is where it should be. And don't get me wrong, it's a good game. I just don't care for it. Like I don't care for Fortnite. There's this. Yeah. I don't like that. It's just mostly like like I would like it if all these events were here to stay and they weren't limited time, because I don't have the time to just sit down and play Fortnite 24/7. Yeah. It's just it's too much of a grind.
But anyways, getting back to what I was. So the main reason I was bringing up the crossover thing is they have like a list of like so like a lot of, like the recent, like they have like Ryu and like Chun-Li, they have like Ripley from Alien, they have Kratos, they have Master Chief, they have a bunch of other stuff they had in the pipeline on that thing was like John McClane from Die Hard. They had like a bunch of movie characters like Kill Bill. Like they have a ton of movie characters, and this is gonna throw you guys for a loop. Naruto Uzumaki was on that list of upcoming crossovers. Like, what? Like, we're getting Naruto and freaking Fortnite at some point. I mean, that's how big it's gotten. like we're getting Naruto before I wouldn't
hit me up when Attack on Titan comes to Fortnite. Maybe then I'll consider playing it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if we get Goku at some point. Like, we can get Naruto, they can get Goku, but anyways, I can tell. The main reason I brought up this whole thing is because in that list, because like a couple months ago when Fortnite did their like whole bounty hunter like event, that's when they had the guy from the Mandalorian. They had I think, was it Kratos? I think it was Kratos or no, we got Kratos first, and we got Alloy later, in like a separate thing. And then we had Master Chief, and there was a lot of speculation that Samus was going to be in it. And then it never actually happened, but in that like Epic versus Apple document, they have a slide that's like Kratos, Master Chief, and Samus. So people are like, is this like from when they tried to get Samus in, but Nintendo was like, no, or are they still trying to make it work? Like, so here's the reason why, because I remember like 2 years ago, there was speculation about like a Splatoon event in Fortnite, and I was like, that will literally never happen, because Nintendo is not going to let Nintendo stuff be on any other platform. That's not how they work.
They'll ever see that has a possibility of seeing the light of day on Xbox, because Sony, it's just not possible, is Metroid. So, I mean, if anything's going to be in Fortnite, it probably would be Metroid.
Like it makes sense, like especially when they were trying to get like her alongside the other bounty hunters, that made sense. But like, I mean, like having Samus is more realistic to me than like a whole freaking Splatoon theme event, because that's like not realistic, because they could just make it so that like the Samus skin is only viewable on like the Switch or something. But then again, I don't think
they never did that for Kratos.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing.
How Sony is, like, you know how Sony. So if they didn't do it for Kratos,
that's the
maybe this would be like the one and only exception.
Yeah, and like they really want her in the game.
Like, and plus there's a PlayStation exclusive skin that you have to buy on the PlayStation Store, and if you buy that, you can use it on Xbox, Switch, and PC.
Yeah, because I remember it was like Game Explain put up a video. It's like Kratos, but on the Switch.
I don't think Fortnite would just lock content to a single system.
Well, they'd only do that if Nintendo like is like, we're not doing this unless it's only on our system.
Think they
then
do
then it's like they don't have a choice.
I don't think that. I think they just say, okay, fuck Samus. It's these guys.
I mean, I don't think she's happening. I'm just bringing it up because it was in the document. People were talking about her.
With Fortnite, you can play as Kratos on the Nintendo Switch. How crazy is that? Now I kind of see how like Fortnite is a big crossover.
Like, if in general, in terms of just general like entertainment, it's like it's bigger. But if we're talking about just gaming, then yeah, Smash is it.
We also went way off topic.
Yeah, we did. But that's how the Nin-Cast works, right? Getting off topic is ever since 2016. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so yeah, the main original. What?
You have an outlet?
No, I don't. So so the main, so we're talking about, so if you know about No More Heroes, it's probably because of Travis, because people talked about Travis for Smash. But obviously we're not getting that anymore because he's a me costume. So rip Travis fans. Maybe next time. Apologies if you hear a gate falling in the background.
Yeah, that's my bad.
But yeah, so No More Heroes 3 has been, I believe it's been delayed a couple of times, but it has a firm release date of August 27th. So, and considering that's a third-party exclusive, I think it's gonna be here. Because like the majority of this list is first-party stuff, but like I have thrown in a couple of third-party things here and there, mainly like exclusive stuff. And yeah, I think No More Heroes 3. I don't have much to say about it other than it's gonna be here. So yeah, and that's what we got, and that's all of our stuff for 100%. This is going to happen no matter what. So next up is 75%.
Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. We did an entire hour-long discussion about this. So honestly, everything I would have to say, I already talked about it in that video. So if you want to go check it out, just go check out that video. But is it going to be at E3? Yes and no. It probably will be, because we got Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire footage, an actual new trailer at E3. So I think honestly it's very likely we'll see this game at E3.
Yeah, it's definitely the only thing that stops me from putting it in the 100% is simply that it's Pokemon, and Pokemon is kind of their own thing, because they did the Sword and Shield direct before E3 last time, and because that we didn't see Sword and Shield at E3 proper. So it's I get, and plus they've done Pokemon Direct / Pokemon. They're called Pokemon Presents now because they want to differentiate themselves, but it's a Pokemon Direct. But I could see them doing their own thing, but regardless, it's still pretty likely. Certainly more likely than the other game, which we'll get to later. But yeah, this no freaking shocker. But right now it's just fall 2021. It's gonna be November. Come on, it's gonna be November.
Or they can what they did for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire was they released it on the same day as the originals came out. So maybe, just maybe, they'll do the same for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And
when did they come out?
September. And the reason why I think that, here's why. To give them a gap between Legends.
Yeah, give them more breathing room.
Because
so it's not right next to each other.
Releasing Legends right next to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is unrealistic. So they probably will. This will probably be the one time they break from that and just release it on September instead of November, because they've released titles in October before.
Yeah,
but
X
and Y. But
for the longest time, it's been November.
Yeah, because of how the Pokemon Company has been.
So it's this is kind of the one time where I could see them deviating from it, simply because Legends exists.
And it's not made by Game Freak, even
there's that too, I guess. That probably doesn't have much to do with it, but technically there's that too. Or they could just, they could also just delay Legends. I don't think people would be upset with that if they did. Mm-hmm. But we'll get to Legends when we get to it.
But the thing is, we haven't had a Pokemon game delayed in a long time.
Yeah, but Legends is different though.
The last Pokemon delay we had, believe it or not, was Diamond and Pearl. They were supposed to release in 2005, but they got pushed back to 2006.
So then, wait, would that mean Emerald would still come out in 2005?
No, Emerald came out in 2004
in Japan.
Yeah.
So then, what, did Fire Emblem Leaf Green come out in 2003?
No, they came out in January of 2004.
Okay then.
That brings me to another question. Will we get another Pokemon game in 2022 aside from Legends?
Well, okay, so yeah, this isn't on the list because I kind of forgot about it because they haven't talked about it in 2 years. But I bring this up half the time this gets brought up. But oh yeah, you guys remember when they announced that there was gonna be a new Detective Pikachu game 2 years ago? We haven't heard squat about that.
Oh, good point. Good point. I have not thought about that.
Yeah, they just were the game is coming. Eventually.
That's the 10% for me. That is a 10%.
That's going to be a Pokemon Presents thing. That is not going to be at E3.
Yeah, but let's move on to the next topic.
Yeah, so this is probably without a doubt the biggest thing on the entire list for most people. Or at least that's the most likely anyway. And that of course is
everybody's list. It's the game everybody's looking forward to. It's drum roll, if it wasn't obvious enough, it was the Breath of the Wild sequel, or whatever they're gonna call it. Because I doubt they're just gonna call it Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, no,
they didn't call Majora's Mask Ocarina of Time 2.
Or like Ocarina. Oh, yeah, that's another thing too. Is like, is it gonna be Breath of the something, or is it just gonna be a completely new name?
I think it's gonna be something of the something.
Okay, so like something of the something.
Blank of the blank.
Okay, then.
And you can fill those in.
Yeah, but Breath of the Wild 2, like. Okay, so I mean, it would probably be here anyway, but we also, in the last Direct, Aonuma said, we'll be sharing more details on this later this year. It's E3. That sounds like a good time to me to show it. I don't think they would wait until, like, the Zelda Direct, if they're gonna do that.
No, is so...
Breath of the Wild is too big to save for later.
Yeah. Like, this is a game that literally everybody and their mother
Yeah,
wants.
this is, like, the most anticipated game, at least outside of maybe, like, Prime 4, but that's, like, a later thing. But in terms of, like, the general... like Switch, like it's Breath of the Wild 2.
All right, let's move on to.
Yeah. Actually, one last thing. 2021 or 2022.
We got Breath of the Wild in spring, and a lot of Zelda games came out in the spring, so I'm gonna give it a spring 2022 release.
Okay then. But here's the one thing with that. It's like, okay, that comes out in 2022. Then what the heck is their... Well, I guess Pokemon could be. I was like, what would their holiday game be?
Holiday game. There's one every day.
Yeah, so it's like, what would their... That's the only kind of problem.
I mean, was there a holiday game last year?
Well, I would have said Age of Calamity, was it? But I mean that's obviously not the same as this.
Yeah.
but yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I think they'll release it along. Here's what I think they'll do. You know how they released Breath of the Wild alongside the Switch? They're gonna do the exact same thing with the new Switch revision.
Yeah, that I've been thinking about that for a while, but I've kind of like, well, again, we'll talk about this when we get to the Switch Pro because it is on this list later. But I've kind of wavered on the whole, like they're gonna release it at the same time. I've kind of felt like they're gonna like do the Switch Pro earlier and then they'll have like it come out later. But we'll save that for then. Oh yeah. And one other thing about Breath of the Wild 2, this is also like assuming it's gonna be here and it's gonna be here.
Let me cut you off too. They released Majora's Mask alongside the new 3DS, and it utilized the C-Stick.
That is also true.
So, patterns. That's all I gotta say. Even though that it's not a pattern, and patterns don't really exist.
Yeah, patterns have not existed for a long time.
It's a trend, and I think they will release Breath of the Wild alongside the Switch Pro, just so you can see how much better it looks. Because honestly, it's probably gonna run like shit on the regular Switch.
I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to be fine on the regular Switch.
Depending on how big the game is.
Like, I really don't see it running... Like, maybe it doesn't run quite as good, but I think it's still going to run good enough. Like, Prime 4 is a whole kind of different story, but I really don't think... Like, because it's going to be the same engine. Like, why would it run substantially worse? I don't see... See, this is the one. This is kind of again. We'll get into this later. This is kind of like the one quote unquote downside of a Switch Pro. Is it means that because this happened with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X when they came out. Developers will focus on the new hardware, and the old hardware kind of gets like shafted.
Yeah, but I mean, it's getting old. The Switch is showing its age, and it's really like outdated right now. Well, I wouldn't say outdated, but third-party developers are really struggling with the console. So we kind of need a Switch Pro.
Like we're getting cloud versions of games now.
And for the people that will complain, oh, I need to buy a new Switch, please shut up, because that game's gonna run like trash on the current Switch, and there's nothing wrong with the developers getting more power and more hardware to work with.
But I think that
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I think that. But the thing is, I don't think we're gonna get any like Nintendo games exclusive to the Switch Pro. I think like third parties, yes, absolutely.
We got
but
Nintendo exclusive games with the new 3DS.
Yeah, but okay, but the only real notable one was like a port that couldn't be done on the original hardware.
It was Fire Emblem Warriors, Xenoblade 2, or not Xenoblade 2, just
Xenoblade 3D.
And even though it wasn't new 3DS exclusive, Hyrule Warriors because it ran like trash.
Okay, I do remember that. It's kind of funny, like the pattern. It's kind of, okay, maybe it's not quite that bad, but yeah, I do remember it did not run well on the original 3DS.
But they will mainly focus on the regular Switch, but they will probably be at most a handful. Like just a hand, if that.
Like none of the
Switch exclusives.
Like none of the really big games I think are going to be exclusive.
Oh, of course not.
Like Prime 4 is not going to be exclusive. Breath of the Wild 2 is not going to be exclusive. Yeah, maybe we'll get like a smaller game that's exclusive, but not any of like the big ones that people would be like mad about that they'd have to buy another system.
Yeah.
But yeah, we kind of got sidetracked again. The main last thing I just wanted to say, and this is kind of obvious, but if we get Breath of the Wild 2 here, we're gonna get the name. Like, come on, we're gonna get the name.
This is really smart.
Yeah, like I don't have because I can't put it in right, so I just have it like that.
I never thought about that.
But yeah, I'm gonna get an enclosure eventually, but I'll just do that for now. But so yeah, obviously we got the name. But yeah, Breath of the Wild 2, like yeah. So yeah, the main reason I put it at 75% is just like, again, maybe they'd save it for later, but like it's gonna be here. It'll be okay, assuming that they don't have another like big game. This will probably also be like the last thing again. Like again, unless they have like, you know, some other big new game, which we'll get to later, then it'll probably be the one last thing again, and then we'll get a new trailer, we'll get an official title, we'll get a release date, all that stuff. We might even get no. When we get the Switch Pro, and they might do that. But yeah, anyways.
No, I think they're gonna end it off with if they're gonna end it off with anything big, I think it'd be Fighter Pass 11, which let's get into that. That's gonna be in our 50%.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, first things first. They wouldn't end it on that.
But they did with last E3.
No, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't?
No, they ended last E3 on Breath of the Wild 2. It was Banjo, then Animal Crossing Well, that was the first time we got to see Animal Crossing, and then it was Breath of the Wild.
Oh.
So Breath of the Wild was the one last thing last time.
Gotcha.
So it's like, yeah, unless they have like, you know, a certain other, unless it's a certain other game we'll get to later, I think Breath of the Wild 2 is going to be the last thing again. But anyways, so yeah, moving on to 50%.
All right. Yeah, Fighter Pass 11.
Well, no, Challenger Pack 11.
Challenger Pack 11.
Yeah.
Fighter
so
Pass
this is
11.
the last one for Volume 2.
If we were at Fighter Pass 11, we'd be at number 370. We'd be. Woo!
Could the Switch even handle that?
Probably not.
Yeah, it probably runs like some RAM limitation or something.
Like, no, it handles
Switch Pro exclusive characters.
No, it would handle it. It'd just be a big ass fucking update. It'd be like a 64 gigabyte file.
Well, no, because the thing is, because I remember like at the end of like we were like in 2015, right? Mm-hmm. When like the PS3 and 360 were starting to die off for real, and like Advanced Warfare and GTA 5 didn't get new updates because of RAM limitations. I'm thinking that like. Would they hit RAM limitations if they had that many characters? But
that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, that's just like a yeah. That's just like a.
But if they do a Fighter Pass 11, it'll.
Fighters Pass 11.
Challenger Pack 11. It's either gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. That's all we can really say, and we have no idea who.
I'm like really split on this. I have been for a while because it's like. Traditionally at E3, just period, like whether it's 2013, 14, 15, 18, 19, all the times they've had Smash at E3 in recent-ish years, they've always had more than one character. But the difference is that these are the last two that we know of, at least. Like, so it's like, because I feel like they don't want to throw the last two in at once. I feel like they want to do one now, and then they'd save the last one for a final presentation in like September or whatever.
No, then, I get that.
So like I don't know, like it could totally be here, but yeah, it's like it could be, it couldn't be. Hence 50%. And like last time, like as far as the character goes, yeah, it could be like whoever. It's like I'm not gonna try with that.
Next up on the list is Zelda 35th Anniversary Collection. It's, if anything, it'd probably have Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker. And I think
Wind Waker, not Twilight Princess.
Oh, and Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
And the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, they just be ported to the Wii U version. And this is I know Logan doesn't agree with me on this.
Yeah, I definitely do not agree with this.
Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask will be the 3DS versions.
Yeah, I do not. No, that is not happening. We are going to get it's going to be just like 64. for the 3D All Stars, where it's gonna be 720p. It's gonna just be the
N64
N64 version.
There's no remake of Super Mario 64 out there.
But there is. I mean, it wouldn't have been viable, but there was one. Whereas
But
like
that was
so
older
different
because Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D, they use the same source code. Super Mario 64 DS is almost a completely
it's completely
different game.
from the ground up.
But like they can just slap 3D graphics on there. They probably wouldn't even touch the 3D graphics if anything.
Well, yeah, I'm not expecting them to, and that's fine with me.
That's why I think
but...
they're just gonna release them with the 3DS graphics.
I do not buy this at all.
I am positive they're gonna do it.
It's going to be the N64 versions at 720p. I know that's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be the 3DS version. They always put more effort into Zelda than Mario. They always do.
That is true. They do put more Zelda.
They put way more effort into Zelda.
That is absolutely true, but I still don't think so.
No, they're gonna do that. They're 100% gonna.
I hope you're right.
Versions.
I do not buy that.
No,
I'm going in expecting 720p and 64.
110% expecting that they'll release the 3DS versions.
Well, so that's.
But we can't argue about this all day.
Yeah, you get the point. So, but yeah, but the one that we can at least agree on is Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. Mm-hmm. That's 3 versus last time where it was only. Sorry, that's 4 versus last time where it was 3. Yeah. But obviously, it's like 2 and 6. It's like you can't have only Ocarina of Time or only Majora's Mask. They're like tied together. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be weird if they just had Wind Waker but didn't have Twilight Princess. So it's like it'd be those 4.
Yeah, but then again, they'd be able to have the excuse and call it the Triforce Collection.
The Triforce Collection, but for the keys. Ugh.
No, I know what you're saying. It's definitely gonna be
unless they want to be like, oh, we got the N64 Zeldas in the. No. Okay, then that'd be 2. That'd be 2 because Twilight Princess and Wind Waker are on the same platform.
Okay, so like if they do 2 separate packs like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, then it'll definitely be the updated version.
Oh yeah, like they
versions.
Could not. They could not sell the N64 versions for $60 on their own.
No way.
No one would like that.
They would.
Then it'd be the 3DS versions. I'd agree with you there. If they did that.
People would be lighting their pitchforks, and I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably light mine up too. Because releasing 2 Nintendo 64 games for $60, that just sounds so greedy. That is
I have to admit, that is
no
one wants that.
That would be a brand new low for Nintendo, and especially for Zelda. People would be expecting that with Pokemon, but Zelda, no way would they ever do that.
I probably wouldn't even buy that.
And people give them flack for releasing Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess separately, but those were remastered games.
Yeah, and they were also big enough.
And they had their own. They had new content too.
Generally speaking, the way it works is
copy and paste. It's not just a copy and paste.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Wind Waker is more different to me just because they have the bloom lighting and stuff. Yeah. So it feels more different, which is why it's there's no reason for me to get GameCube or Wii Twilight Princess because I have Twilight Princess HD even though I haven't played it. It's just been sitting on my shelf for 3 years.
Oh my god, you have Twilight Princess?
Yeah, I got it in 2018. It's on the shelf.
Yeah, that's work.
And then I have then I have Wind Waker HD. Okay. Flashback to those of you who were actually around during the Wii U days, especially early on. You guys remember when Mario Kart 8 first came out, and they had this promotion on Club Nintendo. Remember Club Nintendo?
Oh my god.
Where remember?
Club Nintendo was the VIP club, because I remember when we would get demos exclusively to Club Nintendo members.
I don't remember.
Okay,
I remember
Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
I remember they had the Smash demo,
the
early access version that didn't expire. I remember I wanted that so freaking badly.
And I got it. I think I told you about that. Well,
you might have told me that at one point, but
I don't know if we knew it. But
we didn't. This is before we knew each other in 2015.
Did Smash come out when I was in middle? When did it didn't come out in 2015. It came out in
Yeah. I didn't know you until 2015.
Yeah, so it was a year later.
Yeah.
But
oh my god, I remember the freaking
I was so happy
You're
when
so
I checked.
freaking lucky.
I remember when I checked my emails and I got it and I got to play it before everyone else. Those
man.
were the fucking days. But I hope they don't do that again because I'm not active on my Nintendo. So if they ever do that again, I will not get it and I'll be very upset.
Okay, so But anyway, so yeah, Mario Kart 8 when it first came out in like May 2014.
Dude, I remember.
For like the first couple of months, I think you could register your game on Club Nintendo and you would get a choice of one of 4 Wii U games. It was Pikmin 3, Wii Party U,
I remember
Wind
that.
Waker HD, and then there was like another game that I can't remember.
I got Pikmin 3 for free by going to GameStop, taking a picture of the Club Nintendo games they had in the boxes. I entered it in and I was like, no fucking way. I actually got Pikmin 3 for free on my Wii U. It's not on my Wii U anymore because the Nintendo account that was linked to it was banned a long time ago. And it's buried in the dust, but I don't care because I can just pirate them back. But it's not pirating because I paid for it. No, I didn't pay for it, but I got it legitimately. It's all I'm trying to say.
Well, anyway, the point is that's how I got Wind Waker HD. That was like the first digital game I think I ever had. I bought all my Wii U games physically. I still try to do that. Like all the Switch games, with the exception of Animal Crossing and ARMS, all of them are physical.
A lot of my Switch games are digital, but that's because I was in RTC for 6 months and I didn't have access to buy them physically. So
yeah, I definitely have a reinvigorated interest in like just buying things physically.
Well, especially seeing like how crazy fuckers are on the internet and they'll sell anything for any amount of money. I'm holding on to my games until the day I die because I know they're going to be worth gold one day.
But yeah, so where was I going with this again?
I just want to get back to Club Nintendo. I was the fucking G because I got the 3 demos they released early. I got all of them. I got Tomodachi Life move-in version before that was publicly released. I got to play the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Okay, I had that one. I got that one via an email. That was like the special demo or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I got that one.
I was like, yes.
Yeah, I remember like I announced it. Okay, so you remember like so this is like an inside thing that you guys aren't gonna understand. Like, what was the class like this? What was like the social? Not like the social. Like, what was that one class we would go to that you didn't like the teacher or whatever? And
oh man,
like.
Fuck her.
Fuck
her.
Like, I didn't have any problems with her. But, like, that class, I remember, like, in 2014, I, like, announced to the guys in there, hey, I got the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire demo. And they're like, hey, do you got more codes? I remember that. Yeah, it was such a big deal.
She fucking hated my guts. For no reason. I wasn't that bad. That was the one class where I was actually civilized, too. And she fucking hated me.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with her, but yeah, I remember like, yeah, the whole thing. But yeah,
if I ever see her again, I'm just gonna go. But
okay, so
moving on.
Yeah, we got so hold on. Where the heck was I going before this? Like before I talked about like freaking Club Nintendo and Mario Kart 8. What the heck was I talking about? Was I talking about demos? I forget. Yeah, we were talking about the Zelda thing, and then I got sidetracked, and I don't even know where the heck I was.
Yeah, let's just start. Shin Megami Tensei.
Okay, we'll just move on.
Because I don't know shit about this game, so let's just move on to the next one.
Well, hold on. There's one last thing. Okay, there's one thing I want to say about this. So yeah, I do not know much about Shin Megami Tensei, but I'm a big Persona guy, and I know that people have been waiting for this game for like forever. This is another announced in 2017, has been vaporware since then kind of game. Although they did talk about it finally after like 3 years of not saying anything. Last year in the infamous partner showcases, they showcased that and they said simultaneous worldwide 2021 launch. That is a big deal. That doesn't sound like a big deal to most people, but if you know Atlas, that's a big deal because we had to wait like a year to play Strikers. We had to wait like 6 months to play, like all of their games take like, it's like Fire Emblem and Xenoblade and Animal Crossing back in like the Wii U 3DS days that you have to wait. So the fact that this game, a game as big as this, is coming out the same day everywhere is huge, and I feel like not enough people talk about that. But anyways, point is, it's a big third-party exclusive. People have been waiting for it forever. We know it's coming out this year, simultaneous launch. I don't know. I think Nintendo. I'm not sure if Nintendo is publishing it or not, but I think there's definitely a good chance it's going to be here. I could see it not being here, but I think there's a good chance it'll be here. And we'll get like a finalized release date. But yeah, so that's what we got for 50%.
Up next is Fighter Pass Volume 3
/ bonus fighter, because there's been a lot of rumors of late about like a potential bonus fighter and the website and like the Netherlands or whatever.
If we get a bonus fighter, I think the bonus fighter is going to be when they're all done. They're all done with the fighter passes. Then-
Well, the idea of me putting this on the list is that the bonus fighter, that is the last one. That's like not. That's why I said bonus fighter / volume 3. It's one or the other.
Okay.
Either we get volume 3 or we get the bonus fighter.
Oh, that makes sense then, because I was talking to you about it earlier, but I was assuming that you thought both were gonna happen.
Yeah, no. I specifically said they are not going to reveal 3 characters and volume 3 at the same time.
I know you said that, but I thought you figured they were just gonna come out at one point. If that makes any sense.
Well, I mean, technically speaking, they could just do volume 3 later. But the idea I was thinking was mainly they would have the bonus fighter there, then that would be it. That would be the end of Ultimate. But yeah. So
No,
here,
I
okay.
understand.
So
it's one or the other.
yeah.
So I really couldn't tell which one would be which.
I mean, between the two, the bonus fighter sounds more likely to me. One, because there's actual, like, evidence behind it.
What's the evidence?
Like, okay, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was, like, on, I think, the Netherlands Nintendo website. For, like, this section on the website for Smash for the DLC, there's this internal code thing that, like, heavily suggests that there's one more slot or something. So, like, it's not just some guy in 4chan saying, dude, bro, trust me. There's actually something behind it. So, there's that. So, yeah, between the two, yeah, overall, I definitely think that, like, somehow I could just picture a bonus fight. At least at E3, I think a bonus fighter is more realistic. Because, again, I think that if they were going to do...
if it's going to be one or the other, then... I'm going to put my bets on Volume 3.
Okay,
because
then.
I think they're making... It depends on how much of a profit they're making from DLC.
Well, we already know that they're making bank because
Yeah.
it's because I like even going back to like the Wii U. I remember like on like the listings for, like top selling Wii U and 3DS stuff. Smash DLC was always at the top, like right behind Mario Kart. Or no, Mario Kart was like lower, and then it was Smash. It's like Smash DLC has always done bank, and we know that it's made bank on the Switch because Volume 2 literally exists because Volume 1 did so well.
But here's what I hope. I hope it's a bonus fighter because I want to see Sakurai create another game that's not Smash, because if you guys have played Kid Icarus Uprising, that's one of the best games on the 3DS, and I hope Sakurai makes another, like,
Yeah.
he should go and revive another IP.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, that's kind of another discussion for another day is like what the heck is Sakurai going to be doing? Because it's like...
Maybe he's already doing it because, like, just Smash DLC fighters, I feel like that wouldn't take up, like, it's not like he's making the entire game.
Yeah.
He's not working on, like, 70 fighters. He's working on just a handful of them.
Yeah.
And he has his entire Smash team.
There's that, too.
It's not just him.
Yeah.
It's the team.
So, like... But, like, regardless of whether or not there's going to be more DLC, it's just like, what is he going to be doing? Because they're not going to jump into the next Smash game again, because the next console's not right around the corner like it was last time.
Yeah.
So, like, what is he going to do? Like, and he's not the kind of person that's just going to sit there and not do anything. Like everyone likes to talk about the whole, oh, yeah, Sakurai, he should take a break, all that stuff. And, like, yeah, I get it. But, like...
What did he do
That's not how Sakurai works.
What did he do between Brawl and Kid Icarus Uprising? Did he do anything between them?
I'm pretty sure that okay. I know that I want to say Iwata in like 2009 pitched to Sakurai to work on a new game for the upcoming new 3DS at that point. Not to be confused with the new 3DS from later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like basically like not too long after Brawl was out, he was already kind of working on Kid Icarus anyway. And then we know he already knew that he went right from Kid Icarus to Smash Wii U and 3DS. And then he went basically right from Wii U and 3DS to Ultimate. So he's been in this continuous stream of Smash development for like 8 years. And like he's not going to jump into the next one already because the next console is not coming out for at least a couple of years. So.
Yeah.
So like if he's not going to be doing any more DLC, and even if he was doing more DLC, it's like, well, what else could he do? He's got to do something because he's not just going to sit there and do nothing. That's not how it works.
Whatever he makes is gold. So I hope he makes a new IP.
Yeah, like a lot of people obviously want to see him bring back
over Kid Icarus.
Yeah, because like you said, a lot of people want to like either make a new Kid Icarus or just like port Ultimate, or not Ultimate, port. That's a whole other topic. Port Uprising, but like he's commented on that before. Like this is one of the reasons why back in like the is Smash Ultimate, or at the time Smash Switch, going to be a port or not back in those days. I remember there was this one interview that was about Kid Icarus that was like, hey, you know, people would like to see a new Kid Icarus or Kid Icarus ported or whatever. And he was like, I would rather make a new game, like put the effort into making a new game than just porting something over. And that was one of the reasons why I was on team, this is a new game and not just a port.
Oh, that was so obvious. I don't know why people...
Why would they have made that big freaking CG trailer just for a port?
They made a new logo.
Yeah.
They had a CG trailer.
You don't do that for a port!
People, if you genuinely thought Smash Bros. Ultimate was gonna be a port, you're fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but I can't put it any other way. You're just a fucking... You're just not a smart person.
Yeah, I mean, I will admit there were points in that little era where I was kind of waning a little bit, but at the end of the day, I was like, why would they have the CG trailer? Why would they have that for just a port? Like, yeah. But...
Okay, let's get on to the next one.
Okay, so So like wrapping up here, I think Bonus Fighter could be here. I think Volume 3 is less likely, and if it is happening, they'll announce it like later down the line. That's that's basically the end of Smash. That's all our Smash stuff really for this entire list. So yeah. Okay, so next up is a game we talked about a little earlier, but more info on Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Okay, so here's how I think they're going to talk about the games. They're going to talk about both at the same time. So whenever we get news about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, we'll get news about Pokemon Legends. Just how it was at the Pokemon Presents. We'll get them alongside each other. That's what I thought about that, and it makes sense if they did that. They just wouldn't put as much emphasis on Legends, but I still think they're going to talk about them simultaneously. Like, directly after they talk about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Yeah,
think of that as you will, but like... The way if they did it that way, that'd be really smart of them. That way, like, we know about both titles.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I just, like, this is the reason why I put it in 25%, is because it's like, I don't know, because I mentioned this to him earlier on our own, but I'm kind of the belief that they don't want to like overshadow the remakes. Like, I know, because, like, they kind of already did that, too, because, like, when the remakes first were revealed, like, you know, it's like, hey, cool, the remakes, and then people obviously have their opinions on the art style and whatnot, and then we got Legends, and that was the only thing anyone talked about. Basically, from that point onward, it completely overshadowed the remakes once. Why would they want to do that again?
You do make a good point, but if you did look on the Amazon sales chart for pre-orders, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl were higher than Pokemon Legends.
Well, of course they are, because it's a game people know about. Like, they know what it is. It's a Diamond and Pearl remake, and people have wanted that for years. Of course it's going to be higher.
I guess you got a point. But, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
I think they're gonna save Legends for a Pokemon Presents in like July or something.
Or they'll just shadow drop news because they usually.
Or they could do that too.
They typically just shadow drop news.
Yeah, Pokemon was kind of the one that did shadow dropping before Nintendo started to do it.
Pokemon's always done shadow dropping.
Yeah.
Like, we do get like directs, but for the most part, they just like shadow drop trailers like every 3 to 5 weeks.
So like that could be up. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be here. It's possible, but I don't think it's gonna be here. I think if we're gonna get anything Pokemon in this direct, it's going to be Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I don't think they're gonna do Legends. I think they're gonna save that for later. Oh, one other thing. If we do get it here somehow, then we'll probably get a month at least. Yeah, we'll probably get a month. Like I don't know, like February, March, whatever it ends up being. We'll probably get a month. Maybe not like a specific date, but we'll get like a month. Because we already know it's early 2022. So I think we'll get at least a month if that is shown. Okay, so now we're diving into like the new stuff. The stuff that has not been announced already or has not really been like kind of talked about as much. So first up on our list of games here that probably won't be here, but they're possible and they're brand new. Mario Kart 9.
Oh, I want that to happen,
yes.
but I just don't know.
Like, okay, so fast forward to if this was last year, hell no, this wouldn't even be on the list. Like maybe I put it in 0%, but like this wouldn't even be on the list. But because we got Splatoon 3 on the same console that we have Splatoon 2 on, that has like reignited for me the possibility, maybe not super big, but still a possibility, a real actual possibility of us getting Mario Kart 9. Because if we can get Splatoon 3 on the same console we have 2 on, then we can sure as hell get 9 on the same console we got 8 Deluxe. Yeah. So the whole little because this is the kind of thing that's been around for a long time, is the whole like, you only get one game, unless you're like 3D Mario or 3D Zelda, you get one game per console, which we kind of also talked about on our own the other day. But now we have Splatoon 3, it's like, if we can have Splatoon 3, then...
Let me cut you off real quick. I think that rule was just for games like Mario Kart and Smash Bros. And I can see why people got Splatoon like mixed up with them.
Yeah. Especially because it came out like early in the generation.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that we got 3 on the way, 9 is on the table again. Is it gonna be here? No, but okay, so if we got like a one last thing trailer, and it wasn't like this would be like after they show Zelda, because they did show Zelda first. But like if we got a one last thing, this is like one of the games that would make sense. Actually, no. Mario Kart might actually be a like in the middle of the direct kind of thing.
Okay.
And then
I can actually see it being one of the aside from the Smash Bros. Reveal, obviously, I can see it being one of the first things they reveal.
Actually, now I think about it, I could too.
Because they want to say like, hey, let's start off strong and show you guys something everyone wanted when the Switch first came out.
So that would be a really strong way to start it. Especially if like people aren't super thrilled with whatever the character is, because we all know how the Smash community works. But yeah, Mario Kart 9 is that's something that everyone can get excited for. That'd be a good way to start it. And yeah, because actually I think the next game on the list would actually be more realistic for a one last thing than Mario Kart. Now I think about it, but yeah, so yeah, obviously not a ton really to say about, because like I actually,
bless you.
But yeah, actually I've actually had some people suggest to me that I make like a Mario Kart, because I made like the Splatoon videos where it's like Splatoon 1 stages I want to see come back, Splatoon 2 stages I want to see come back, stuff like that. I've actually had someone recommend to me on stream, you should do one of those, but for Mario Kart, like what tracks or whatever do you want to see come back? And I've thought about it, but I feel like I wouldn't do that unless the game was actually announced.
Yeah.
Like if the game got announced, I'd be all like, yeah, I'd be like really hyped, and then I'd have like that's the reason I did those 3 Splatoon videos all in like one shot. Because if you follow me on the main channel, I do not upload regularly. I just kind of upload whenever. But I did those Splatoon videos back to back because I was that excited for it. So maybe I'd do one for Mario Kart if we got that announced. But yeah. So actually, okay. Here's one thing about Mario Kart 9 though. They're not gonna obviously call it this, but this is what I want it to basically be. Just make the game Nintendo Kart. Like, come on. Like, why not? You got Link, you got the Inklings, you got...
Don't call it Nintendo.
Well, they're not going to, because Mario Kart's too much of a marketable name that everyone knows.
I think they'll add characters like Olimar and Kirby.
Olimar?
Yeah.
I mean,
I actually have been thinking they could definitely add Olimar.
I thought of Kirby. Kirby's one I've been thinking about like since Mario Kart 8. Like,
no,
and they got,
I don't know why Kirby wasn't in 8 Deluxe, because like ever since that Super Smash, ever since Rosalina's trailer.
Oh, and the friggin' tease.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that trailer.
Everyone thought it was Kirby and Mario Kart. Nope. It was Rosalina and Smash Bros.
I like that crossover thing where they cross over like 2 games at once for the trailer. I like that. Although you could obviously, I mean, of course it's a CG trailer, so you know it's Smash anyway. But and obviously because Kirby's there. But also like Donkey Kong's design is like the one from Smash, and not that's like the big like standout. Is like you could tell it's the one from Smash. But yeah, they're not gonna call it Nintendo Kart, but I want it to basically be that. Like, add more Nintendo characters. Like, why not? You've already opened the floodgates. Why not do that? And oh yeah, and as far as release date goes, this is kind of going back to the thing I was talking about with Splatoon, where it's like, oh yeah, that'd probably be spring, unless except if this other game was here. This is that other game. Like, I think that like Mario Kart is more realistic to me to be a spring game than like Splatoon is. Maybe that's just because like it's burned in my brain that Mario Kart 8 came out in May and Deluxe came out in April, so like I don't know. But obviously, I think it'd be earlier in the year than later, though. That's for sure.
Let's get on to the next one.
Yeah.
A new 3D Mario.
Which I'm just put on the list as Odyssey 2 because it's
But
just easy.
I don't think we're getting an Odyssey 2. I think the time for an Odyssey 2 has passed.
Yeah, I've kind of like Breath of the Wild's one thing. 'Cause people were already speculating about Breath of the Wild sequel even before the freaking game came out. But
And two, like Odyssey is such a big game that there's really not much to expand on it. And granted, you could say the same about Galaxy 2, but
well,
I would
Galaxy 2,
say
they made that game because they had extra ideas on the table.
right. But like Super Mario Odyssey, like it's more of like I would say it's like more of a complete game than Galaxy was.
Really?
Oh, 100%. 110%.
Well, what do you mean by that exactly?
It's just like on a bigger scale, it's a sandbox game. There are way more moons to collect than there
Okay,
are
that's
stars.
true.
And granted
there's arguably too many moons.
yeah, there's like
That's like the one complaint is like there's too many moons.
like I think there's like no cap for like the moons. Like the cap is like 800 or 900.
If they can cram a moon in there, they'll do it.
Yeah. But like there's just so much in Odyssey, and I think there's not really much room to expand on. Can they bring back the same mechanics in like another 3D Mario? Sure. But I don't think we're getting another Odyssey. I think Odyssey it's just gonna stay as Odyssey. There's no need for there to be an Odyssey 2. I'd rather them focus on like a new 3D Mario, and we kind of did get a new 3D Mario in the name of Bowser's Fury, and
there's that too.
it's really good. I like that game a lot.
I haven't gotten to play it yet.
It's fantastic.
I've seen like the YouTube thumbnails where it's like, is this the future of 3D Mario?
No shit, it's the future of 3D Mario. It's carrying on like the same like it's basically if 3D World was Odyssey.
That actually does sound pretty neat.
That's the most accurate way I can describe it.
I mean, that would kind of make sense.
And the gameplay is the same as Super Mario 3D World. It's just open world. There's like no like game overs, which I don't really care about because game overs.
We're kind of at the point where like people are questioning if lives are even worth anything anymore.
Yeah.
In the new Super Mario Bros. Games, you just have like 9-9. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then people are like,
which is why like in the Odyssey they got rid of the lives because like you just lose coins when you die instead.
Yeah,
because it's like there's no point in having
that's more of a sacrifice than losing lives.
Yeah, there's that
you
too.
Actually spend coins.
Yeah, and you have to like grind, like especially if you want like the ones they added in updates, you have to grind. Like I grinded like the Luigi's balloon thing to get all of those like DLC costumes because they're like 3,000, 4,000 coins or whatever. I think there actually is one that's like 9,999.
Oh yeah, that's the skeleton costume.
Yeah, so like it took me a while to get all those, but I did. But yeah, I'm kind of like like Breath of the Wild 2, yeah, that makes sense. But like Odyssey 2, it's like I could see it, and I could also see it just being like just a new 3D Mario. That has nothing to do with Odyssey, with its own unique mechanics or whatever.
That's really all I can say on it, but
yeah. Is it gonna be here though? Like I mean
no, I don't think it's gonna be here.
It's not gonna be here because Zelda's gonna be here. If Zelda wasn't here, maybe, but like Zelda's gonna be here. I don't think they want to do both at once.
Here's another reason why we're gonna talk about this. There is a leak, which is probably fake, and I have a good record for calling out fake leaks because I knew from the second the Grinch leak was revealed.
Oh, the Grinch leak.
I knew. I was telling you it was fake.
I don't know if I for it. I think I was like I
no,
think I'm not sure. Was I for it or not?
I think you were for it.
Like, well, for it in the sense that I thought it was real. Like, obviously,
yeah.
everyone wanted it to be real, of
but
course.
I knew for a fact it was fake because it was just stupid. Why would they just? It just made no sense.
Like, okay,
you know why it was fake? You know the biggest reason
because
why
they weren't gonna reveal like 6 characters at once.
No. Because there was no Pokemon.
I thought Incineroar was in it.
Nope, Incineroar's not in there.
I thought because I know Ken was in there. I know Banjo's in there. We ended up getting him later. But
what was Incineroar was not in that leak, and I knew for a fact they would not go a Smash game without having at least one Pokemon newcomer. So I was like, oh yeah, it's fake. If there's no not Greninja. If there's no Incineroar, it's obviously fake. And lo and behold, I was correct.
Yeah, that was a whole friggin' time. That was yeah. It was
They tried to mimic the Smash Bros. 3DS.
Yeah, that was
they did a really bad job at it. The scans were really low quality.
Yeah. I still remember when like the 3DS, the ESRB one came out. Because I remember like Game Explain put up their like video, and the thumbnail was like, the bottom screen it had Duck Hunt, and I was like, this is fake as hell. That render looks fake. They're not gonna put Duck Hunt in the game.
You know why people thought that leak was fake, and it ended up being real?
Why?
Dr. Mario is in instead of Mewtwo, and people are like, no way are they gonna have Dr. Mario but no Mewtwo.
Yeah, I don't know if back then, like I started getting into like the Smash League stuff like around like when I started following like Etika like in like late 2014. That's when that was like when I started to like really follow like the leaks and stuff like that. But like I remember when the ESRB leak first came out, and it's like I just remember like the Duck Hunt image. It was like the first one I saw, and I was like, yeah, that's not happening. But yeah, the Grinch League is definitely like that's the equivalent, right? Like there's the ESRB for Smash 4, then there's the Grinch League for Ultimate. Except, nice, you got the Q2 theme. Yeah, and then yeah, but I was getting off track here. But yeah, so there was a leak that came out like really recent, like a couple of days ago, talking about a 3D Donkey Kong that's supposedly being made by the same people that made Odyssey, which is why it's like we wouldn't get both. Like it's either we'd get another 3D Mario or we'd get 3D Donkey Kong. They wouldn't have both probably. But yeah, this like just came out. I don't actually remember what the heck. I'm pretty sure that is one of those dude bro trust me type things, but like that's a thing. That's why I put it on the list, because like, hey, it's there. I mean, it's been obviously. I mean, it's been a while since we've had a new Donkey Kong game in general, but it's been like 20 plus years since we've had a 3D one. We've only had like one 3D one. Right? Isn't it just like the one? Like
Donkey Kong 64
yeah,
is the only one.
That's the only one. And that was like 20 years ago. So it's like obviously it's yeah. I think people would be more interested in like a new like 2D one. That's because everyone's
no.
Like,
I would rather have a 3D one because we've already had Country Returns, Tropical Freeze. It's time to switch the tables up and give us
the tables
I'm sorry. It's something I thought about on the spot, okay? But yeah, I think you get what I'm saying. Yeah. And for the viewers, I'm slow. Okay, not literally, I'm just metaphorically speaking. But I think it's time we get a new 3D Donkey Kong because it really just reinvent things. Yeah. And we haven't had one for a while. Yeah, it'd be something new.
Yeah. Whereas like if we got like people would know what to expect from a Donkey Kong 3, or Returns 3 or whatever. Because it's just it'd be like the last games, but more, and with maybe like one new character or whatever. Like people would be hyped for that obviously, but that's just more of what we already have. Whereas what would they do for a 3D Donkey Kong? Would they do something completely different? Would they try doing what the 64 did? Like, we don't know. Like, that'd be something that'd be brand new. And also the fact that it would be made by the Odyssey team I find really interesting because, like, Donkey Kong has not been made by, like, Nintendo themselves in a very long time. It's either been Rare or it's been Retro Studios. Yeah, Nintendo has not made a Donkey Kong game in
Retro
forever.
does a good job at making Donkey Kong games.
But yeah, so
like there's a reason why people love Country Returns and Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
But
it'd be kind of interesting just to see how like Nintendo themselves would do a Donkey Kong game, especially a 3D one. Yeah. So, I mean, is that gonna happen? Probably not. But I put it there because it was brought up, and hey, you never know. So yeah. Next up is there's not much to say about this one, but this is actually a late edition, but again I figured I'd put it on here anyway. So I've not put any like Wii U ports on this list so far.
I already know what you're gonna say. Xenoblade X port, please. I really want to try out this game, and that is like one of the most soulful Wii U games released. It is the biggest Wii U game released.
Yeah. Wasn't it like a double disc
beautiful game? Oh yeah, I think it was almost gonna be a double disc.
No. Oh yeah. Then they like had like the 8 GB downloads or whatever. Was that for like textures? I don't know.
No, that was just for loading speeds.
Oh.
They barely managed to get it on one disc. That's how big the game was.
Yeah. But yeah, so like basically all of the notable Wii U games are already on the Switch except for this one. Like yeah, there's other games like Star Fox and Nintendo Land and stuff like that. But in terms of like viable games that make sense and that people want, Xenoblade's like the last one. It's the last one. People have been asking for this pretty much forever, but like yeah. And we got Xenoblade 2, we got Xenoblade Definitive Edition. It's time, round out the trilogy, so to speak, and have all of Xenoblade on one console. Now, would they remake it, or would it just be a port? I'm guessing.
Well, why would they remake it?
Well, actually, no, that's stupid. Because the only reason I brought that up is just because, because they remade they half remade Xenoblade 1. It's like a combination between a remake and a remaster. But actually, no, it'd just be a port. It'd just be a port.
They wouldn't need to. And plus, there's even DLC for the game that they probably just include in the base game for free.
Was there DLC for Xenoblade X?
I don't
remember
that. The DLC was 80 gigabytes.
What?
That's how much it took on my PC.
Okay,
all of them.
That can't be right.
Okay,
the Wii U doesn't have 80 gigabytes on it.
No. I'm thinking about something else, but that's how big the game was on my computer. But something's probably messed up.
Yeah.
All I can say is it's a humongous game, and not enough people know about it, and it's a crime that people don't know about it.
I do not know that much about it.
I haven't played much of Xenoblade, but X looks far more interesting to me than Xenoblade 2.
The only thing I know about X is I know, like, what's her name? Elma?
Elma, yeah.
Yeah, I know about her. I know there's even people out there are like, Elma for Smash. Like, I know about her, and then I know about, like, when the Western version came out, they got rid of the breast slider, if you remember that. Remember that?
No way.
That was in the Japanese version there was a breast slider and they got rid of it in the Western version, and obviously people were like,
well, the least they can do is automatically have it set to the highest point.
See, this is kind of funny, because this actually kind of brings up a question of would they even bring that back? Because when they put Tokyo Mirage Sessions on the Switch, they used the Western version as a base. And the Western version had stuff removed.
Did they use the Western
that was
version
also,
for other regions?
Well, no, because that's the thing, though. Because it's like, granted, this is an Atlas and not really Nintendo, but like still, like they used the Western version as a base everywhere. Here's the thing that sounds so weird to me, because Nintendo does not do this, even though it'd be nice if they did it more often. They put out an apology to those in Japan that they were getting the, quote, censored version in their region. Nintendo apologizing? Whoa, hold on. But yeah, like that was like, so yeah, that was a thing.
That's like Sakurai apologizing for nerfing Zero Suit Samus.
Okay, I'm not sure about that. But
I think we all know what I mean by nerfing Zero Suit Samus.
That I wasn't even thinking about that.
What's a real crime is?
Wait, wasn't Snake also?
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. They nerfed my boy Snake. Sakurai, we need an apology.
Okay, I'm pretty sure.
You know what Sakurai can do to make up for it? He can just release Fighter Pass number 3 for free.
For free?
And it can include 20 fighters.
20 fighters, yeah. Nintendo wouldn't let that happen.
that way, that'll basically, he'll be paying off his debt by nerfing. Oh no.
Okay, so a little awkward cut here. Ethan accidentally almost turned off the computer, and we almost lost all of the stuff we just recorded.
I almost ruined this whole day. I could have fucked up big time. Thank God I didn't, though.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we're good. Okay.
Okay, let's just get on to the next thing. Okay.
Like, the only other thing I want to say is it's yeah, if obviously if the Xenoblade thing was announced, it would be this year. Probably like I'm gonna say December. Because Xenoblade likes December. Like the original X came out in December, 2 came out in December.
Okay.
I think I could see it being in December. Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole thing where it's like, well, they used I don't know. I mean, granted, as far as I'm aware, that's the only thing they changed. Oh yeah, and I think they like removed a couple of like costumes or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter. And obviously, if you really care about that, people just mod it back in anyway. So it's like whatever. But yeah, Xenoblade X. I don't think it's gonna be here, but obviously never. I think that'll be in like a regular Nintendo Direct.
And speaking of that, there's a new Monolith Soft IP. Is it gonna get revealed at E3 or not?
Yeah. So for those of you who do not know what this is, because it hasn't been announced yet, but ever since like I think 2018, Monolith Soft has, on their Japanese website, they've been hiring for a new like fantasy IP, and there's this one like key art that maybe you've seen, maybe you haven't, but it's like the only thing we know about the game. And we know they've been working on it for the last couple of years, and they have not said anything about it yet. obviously it's a Monolith Soft game, so that's a big deal. They don't have another Xenoblade in development as far as we know, so it's like, yeah, like this would obviously this would be something, but like, will it be here? I don't know. I mean, like, what was the last time? Well, okay, Definitive Edition's like a port / remake, so that doesn't really matter. Xenoblade 2 was in like the Switch presentations. So that's kind of the whole its own thing. I don't know. I mean, maybe it'll be
a yes or no. There's really nothing to go off of.
Yeah, there really is. It's just like, I don't think it's gonna be here. It could, but I don't think it's going to. Okay, so yeah, moving on.
Let's talk about the next two.
Yeah,
Metroid 2D and Metroid Prime.
Okay, so 2D Metroid has been rumored for like, it's another thing that's been rumored for like years. From like the developers who made Samus Returns, which is Mercury Steam, which, fun fact, back in like 2012, 13, 14, I forget exactly when it was, they actually pitched to Nintendo a Metroid for both 3DS and Wii U all the way back then. They ultimately passed on it, but that's the reason why when Nintendo was interested in doing a remake of Metroid 2, they got Mercury Steam, because they already knew that they were like big on Metroid and they wanted to do a Metroid game, which is why everyone's like, okay, Samus Returns came out, people liked that. If they're gonna do another 2D game, then the idea is they would make it. But I've also heard people talk about like how But I've also heard people, like, not the newest rumor. The newest rumor is like Mercury Steam. But I've heard people in the past, when they're talking about 2D Metroid, they've talked about how, like, Nintendo themselves would make it, or maybe I'm mixing this up with Prime 4, but I think I even remember hearing Bandai Namco, like, Singapore? I don't know. Maybe I'm confusing that with Prime 4. I don't know. But yeah, 2D Metroid.
I think we're going to get Prime 4 next E3.
Yeah, like
next E3, I 100% believe we're getting Prime 4.
Yeah, that sounds
because that makes sense. That's 3 years after 2019 when it restarted development. That is enough time for it to be in a playable showcase, and I think we'll get a release date for Prime 4 in spring 2023.
Okay.
Come back in spring 2023 when I'm correct. And when you say it's not going to happen, I will say I told you so.
But yeah, but going back to the 2D thing real quick. So yeah, like obviously like between this or Prime 4, the 2D one sounds more realistic to me because it's a 2D game. Like, and Mercury Steam finished Samus Returns in 2017, so it's like, assuming they've been working on it since then, and they're the ones that are making it. Yeah, so like it's about time we would see it, and I think it'd be this year. I think it'd be this year. I couldn't tell, like, maybe I'm like October, maybe. I don't know. Like, I think it'd be this year. If it was revealed, I think it'd be this year. But who knows? Maybe they could push it back to like early 2022. But yeah, and then Prime 4.
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Well, yeah, we kind of already did. But yeah, Prime 4. Obviously, that's a whole thing. So here's the thing. So obviously, development restarted in 2019, and that was the last we ever heard of it. And it's been 2 years. So the reason why I don't think it'll be here is because, again, it's kind of like with Mario, where it's like they have Zelda. Like next year when they don't have Zelda, well, probably don't have it unless it gets pushed back again somehow. But assuming that there's no other like really big game, like, you know, like if we got Mario Kart and that was out, and we got Splatoon and that was out, and we had Breath of the Wild and that was out, and those were all out, then yeah, Prime 4 would probably be like, if not like the focus, it'd be there. Like, that's long enough. Well, actually no, because what if they could also, I mean, this isn't E3, but they could also like have it like the Game Awards. Like, that's something people have speculated for years, is like they'd show it at the Game Awards. Because I don't know, like, even though there's no track record for it, like, you know, Bayonetta 3, right, which we'll get to later, that was at the Game Awards. But nothing Metroid has ever been at the Game Awards, but people have just kind of like said it'd be at the Game Awards. I don't know why, but I don't know. But that's a whole other thing. But yeah, Prime 4, it's not going to be here. Is the main point.
Neither will the Switch Pro, because they never reveal hardware revisions at E3.
Yeah. Oh yeah, one last thing about Prime 4 real quick. I've kind of like transitioned into the idea that Prime 4 is going to be like, it's going to be like the last big game. I just feel like it's going to. Like, you're saying spring 2023?
Yes,
I mean,
100%.
That's still totally possible. Like, well, that depends on when the new console is. Like, does the new console is like late 2023 or early 2024 is why
2025.
2025. They're really gonna extend the Switch that way?
Oh yeah, I think they can.
I mean, maybe they can. I don't know. I'm thinking late 2023, early 2024 for a Switch 2 is when.
I mean, look how long the 3DS lasted. 2011 to 2017.
Technically, it was
Okay,
2019.
Wait, that's 6 years.
Well, the thing is, that's also a handheld. Whereas, like, the Switch...
And the Switch is a handheld.
Yeah, but the Switch...
is a native handheld. I don't care if people call it a console. If I can take it on the go, all the hardware is in the handheld thing itself. It is a handheld. I don't care what anyone else says. It is 110% a handheld.
I mean, from a strictly technical perspective, yeah, it is a handheld that you can put on your TV.
Exactly.
But it is. But the main reason the reason why I say it's different than the 3DS is because...
I need to pause real quick because I really gotta use
Okay.
And cut that part out too.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Let's get back to the last topic.
Yeah, by the way, we're finished with the 25%, now we're going into 0%.
And there's only... I mean, I think we should just talk about Bayonetta 3 because I just know for a fact the Switch Pro is not going to be revealed. It makes so much sense for them to reveal it like at another date because E3 is for games, not for consoles.
Yeah, there used to be a day where they showed consoles. I mean, they still kind of do, but like at least Nintendo has not revealed a console at E3 since the Wii U in 2011, to my knowledge. Like that includes all the little like revisions and everything, like the new 3DS, the new 2DS, the 2DS itself, the Switch Lite. They were all done like in like sometime afterwards. I think the Switch Pro is going to be revealed in like July, maybe August, because that's when the Switch Lite and the new 2DS XL were revealed. And yeah, it'll be its own stand. It'll literally just happen. Like it'll be like 5 a.m. and they'll just like upload the trailer. Like that's what they're gonna do because that's what happened last time. Yeah, it's just gonna drop. And tying back to kind of what we were talking about earlier was like with Breath of the Wild 2. It's like I've kind of gone back on the whole like, is it gonna be the same day? Because it makes all the sense in the world for it to be the same day because hey, why would you not want to launch your most anticipated game alongside your most anticipated hardware revision? Like that makes all the sense in the world to do. But I could also totally see them releasing the Switch Pro in like September, but then they have like a bundle or something for Breath of the Wild 2 in November that launches alongside that. I could see that happening too.
Okay.
Plus, the people that are like crazy can like double dip. Like they can get the regular Switch Pro, then they can get like the Breath of the Wild. Assuming it's like they give it like a design. Like when I think Breath of the Wild 2 version, I'm thinking like it's not just the game included. It's like there's something like a little design thing or special Joy-Cons or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of when I say Breath of the Wild 2 bundle or whatever. But.
And Bayonetta 3.
Yeah. So
this is kind of like a bad one to end off at.
Yeah.
Because whether or not Bayonetta 3 is going to be shown at E3, which, to be honest, I think it could, but...
It could, but I really, really don't think it's going to.
But I mean, it's been since 2017, so like...
Well, how many games have been since 2017?
2.
Well, if you want to count SMT, it's like 3, but yeah.
That's what I meant. I was not counting Bayonetta 3. I was...
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, well, the difference actually is Prime 4, we had the 2019 update. SMT, we had the update last year. Bayonetta 3 is the one that we have literally heard nothing about the game since 2017, other than we're still working on it. That's basically it. And yeah, the main reason why I'm so confident in a 0% is for one simple reason, because Platinum Games was like, yeah, Bayonetta 3, don't think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Which basically tells me, yeah, we're not hearing about this game for a while. So, yeah, that's not going to be here. And yeah, I've kind of like skimped over like the release date thing because it hasn't been as important. But like, yeah, also like, yeah, Bayonetta 3 is not going to be this year. Like, if it's not at E3, it's not going to be this year. Like, why would they announce it? Why would they like have a trailer in like September and then release it in like October or something? That'd be like weird. So like, but like, yeah, would it be? Somehow I feel like, actually, no. If Bayonetta 3 was shown off this year, actually, no, it probably would be this year. Like, I don't know. Actually, it probably would be. If they did show it, which they won't, but if they did show it, it probably would be this year.
Like, if they're going to show it, it's going to be now.
Yeah, it's like, if they show it, then we're getting it this year. If they don't show it, then we're waiting until, like, 2024. Like, who knows? And then, yeah, and that's pretty much everything I can think of as far as, like, predictions and whatnot for Nintendo at E3. So basically, the only real last thing I guess I can bring up is basically just the fact that we don't actually know when it's happening, because we know Nintendo's going to be at E3. Because when the organization that runs E3, when they like said yes, E3 is happening this year and it's gonna be all digital and everything because pandemic, all that stuff. They had a list of exhibitors, which is like the people that'll be showcasing stuff at E3, and Nintendo is on that list. They're actually the first one. It's like Nintendo, then Xbox, then like everyone else. Yeah. Well, except for Sony, because they're gonna not be there again. But like, yeah, Nintendo we know is going to be there. But unlike some of the other companies who have already kind of announced like when their events are going to be happening, Nintendo has not said when their like event is happening. And it's kind of weird, because it's like the middle of May. It's May 15th when we're recording this. And normally by this point, we would know. Like, they would put up their little thing on Twitter that's like, here is our E3 schedule with like, here's the tournaments, here's the Direct itself, here's Treehouse. I mean, normally we would have that by now, and we don't, which is kind of weird, but I'm not really worried about that, because again, they're on the E3 website, so we know they're gonna be there. It's just a matter of time. Like, they could announce it any day now. Like, literally, as we're recording this, they could just drop that tweet.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we can literally just look online
like,
right now.
Yeah, like,
how about we do it just for shits and giggles?
Okay, I already know. Okay, you know how I know it's not there? Because I would see a notification on my phone from Game Explain that's like, Nintendo E3 plans announced or something, if it actually did happen. Like,
we can beat them to it.
Oh yeah, just for the heck of it, I'll look. It's not gonna be here, but actually, no, I'll just go to like
Twitter, Nintendo.
Yeah, I'll just go to like
Nintendo's official Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing there. Yeah. So.
What if though?
Yeah, that'd be like crazy if they just suddenly dropped it though. But yeah, we'll probably be getting that like any time now. Like, I can't see them waiting till June. I think that'd be too close. It'll be like end of May. That's probably when we're actually gonna get it. Because to be fair, because like I know like Ubisoft and EA and stuff, they've put out their little like, hey, we're gonna do our event on this day. I don't think Xbox has said when they're doing theirs yet. We know they're gonna have one, but they just haven't said when yet. So I guess there's that too. But like, see, like, there's a lot of things with Nintendo where like the era of like patterns is kind of dead. But if there's one pattern that has been consistent, it's been when they've announced E3 stuff. Like, even going back to like 2015, right. I still remember getting the email in like the PE locker room or whatever that's like, Nintendo E3 2015, smash this, direct this, or the digital event. Okay, you know what? This is something I don't think I brought up yesterday or the other day when I was talking about the whole like PR thing. You know something else I miss? When E3 Directs were like more, they were like special. If you get what I mean? Like the digital events, the spotlight, they were their own special thing that was structured differently. Now it's literally just Nintendo Direct at E3. It's exactly the same. It's just it has E3 in the title, and like they have maybe like one or two big announcements. Like, that's something I really want. Like, okay, like because this is a whole topic for another day. Like if there's one thing I really, really want Nintendo to improve on, it's their PR. I really feel like they don't have the skits. They don't show anyone anymore. Like, stuff like that. Like, a lot of that stuff is not there anymore. And it's like, if there's one thing that they could do without having to do skits or even show anyone, really, is just make the E3 Directs more of what they used to be, where they were like they were a Direct, but they weren't just a Direct. You know, like, that's something I really want them to do again. I'm not expecting that. I think this is just going to be, Nintendo Direct E3 2021. That's going to be it. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, that's something I really want them to do again. And yeah, so I guess that's basically it. Any final thoughts or anything?
I mean, I pretty much got out like everything I needed to in this video, and we've been recording for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, but if you've been watching this series for years, that really.
Oh, yeah,
Well, I mean, I've tried to shorten up on that. Like the last, season 4 last year, and most of this year, I've tried to keep like below an hour, even like try to get 30 minutes. This one, but the thing is.
Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, this one. Like whenever I have someone else, they're always longer. But I like that because these sessions are always a lot better.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah, I like having you in these. They're way more interesting that way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like having you in them too.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much all I had to say.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Thanks
What do you guys
on.
want to see for E3? Yeah, all that stuff. So.
Drop them in the comments below.
Yeah, and I guess with that being said. This is Logan59XP.
And this is DuoForce.
Signing off. And we will see you guys next time.